Hello. Ah, that's a little loud. Let's turn that down just a scooch. But hello, I am here. And welcome to the stream. I have to load my save file. But there's a reason I picked that music. Let's load everything properly. Let's do this. Load up my save file here. We gotta explore the ship still. Oh my goodness, there's so much to explore and do. There's that music. Oh goodness. Highly energetic labs. I don't think I have enough money for anything. Oh, I have some money, but like, we got enough Omega Souls. Okay, good, that ping went through. I wanted to make sure that that ping went through. Yeah, I think we'll be fine for now. Oh, goodness. Oh, this area is impossible. This area down here is just really hard to see. It's just a room. Very conspicuous little alcove there. Don't think there's anything in it though. Next door. Another room with another conspicuous alcove. Also with the picture of the ship we're in. Wow. Really? But I wanna. It's a doggy! We can pet the dog. Good. Okay, so we can pet both the dog and the cat. This is a good game. But I wanna... touch. I wanna touch the machine. I probably shouldn't touch the machine. Yay, random exploration. Thank you for trying to give me a good camera angle and still failing. None of the camera angles are good in that room. Look great. Weight question mark. Everyone else is perfect weight. Why do I get to weigh people? Oh dear. I'm pretty sure I haven't talked to some of these people, like, ever. Excuse me? No thanks. Yeah, we get a free in here. All that effort to get that one line of dialogue. We need to talk to everyone, though. Oh my goodness. The flavor text in this game. There's a little stuffed penguin in this room. They put effort into this. Oh my gosh. Like, I played through this game before, but I don't think I've actually talked to everyone. And it's great. I do, I think. Yeah, we wanna... Well, we're gonna talk to people. I will need to actually outfit Satan's gear properly. It's not like super urgent, but we might need to do that. I think my priority is to first... Can I sell stuff here? Only weapons and parts, which I don't really have a lot of. We're gonna get rid of all the extra ARs. They're garbage. Yeah. Magnetic coat is just the best. I don't think we have anything better. I mean, no, that's better, but whatever. Could upgrade you, but I think I'm just gonna fuel you up. Not gonna worry about upgrades now. We don't need to get every single upgrade, and so I'm not going to get every single upgrade. What I do need to do is go interact with everything I can. Let's view the gear from here. That's not very exciting. Let's see it from the front. That looks better. That's a better view. Let's hear the lowdown on it. I think Charles is roughly meters. I don't know what cons are. I want to say they're roughly kilograms. No, not kilograms. That would be really light. Maybe tons? Some sort of... I think they're roughly metric tons. No, I feel like renaming the gears is a little silly. Though I suppose if anyone feels strongly, you could. You could make me rename gears. I don't feel like renaming gears makes sense, though. I don't know. I like the canon names. We have to admire the Brigadier, though. We gotta do the same treatment. It's a lighter gear. It's about the same height, though. Nope. I don't think there's anything else here. I think we're ready to move on. We've explored all these doors. I want to talk to you. I do need to sell some stuff at some point. Hey, it's Franz! He gets a portrait! Yes, give me sounds. We're gonna listen to some sounds. That was a very loud sound. I didn't... Oh, okay, there's the sound effect. We got the kitty! We got the kitty sound. think we've heard enough sounds. Yeah, let's see the ship's chart. Oh, it's just a map. This is actually really cool. I've never seen this before. It's like a whole map of the continent of Ignis. And there's like 3 places to go. Why is Satan's house on the map, though? That's weird. Yep. We need to stop at the hideout for supplies and repairs. Of course. It just occurred to me that the overworld music in this game is not in the harp tool, and that might need to be a thing I fix. Aww. Naturally, the kids would be bored by Gears. We got some amber! I love how they play the item get sound effect. Like, for these kids getting some amber. That's a nice touch. But I want to talk to all the people! It's fine. I have to try to remember what all the plot triggers are. No. What if I don't want to? What if I want to go in the other room? I'm a rebel. was you. Children. I can't talk to the kids. They're just there. I think we're fine. I don't think I need to rest. Not really, no. I'm down a little bit of HP and a couple EP, but really nothing much. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The dialogue is great. Yeah, get me out of this room. That room was kind of boring. I'm going in. I don't care. No, let me talk to all the people. Ugh. I guess we get to have tea. Mouse to 10, you can move the tea with your mind. What other powers do you have? Oh, Mason. Yeah, we don't need to reclaim. I mean, we could reclaim the throne, but we don't have to, you know. Yeah, it makes sense. I love these, like, drawings. They're really good, honestly. Zatan once again using his mind powers to drink his cup of tea. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. No, Faye just... the animators couldn't be bothered to animate Faye to drink the tea, and Faye doesn't have mind powers like Zatan does, so he can't drink the tea. Yeah, like, Satan, you don't have to apologize for like, thinking about something and saying it out loud. It's like, you're not implying that... You're obviously not implying that you would wish her ill. So it's just like, hey, this is a concern. I feel like it's fine. Oh, hi, Bart. I kind of broke into your room earlier. I hope you don't mind. Sure. Wait, I have to talk to everyone in this room. Never mind. Hold on. Forgot I have to talk to people. Aww. That's adorable. Honestly, we can probably get... The hog jerky is not worth much. It's five gold. It's so bad. I may as well keep it. I think I want to keep my eyeballs for reasons. This fruit is basically worth nothing. We might sell the rosasols. Because I don't think I'll need them. I'm not going to sell that. Or that, I guess. Marshall Cap and Marshall Ware can go. I don't think I need anything from you. Although I should check your other menus. I don't think you have anything fantastic in terms of like gear parts. Because what I'm looking for mostly is gear stuff. Okay, you've got that. And yeah, we only have access to that. So you literally have nothing. I mean, that's better, but like there's a better upgrade in the Yggdrasil, so like why would I bother buying gear parts here? Bye. I think it's pretty cool. Oh good, we have a story. Commander Leonhardt, thank you so much for the 2 months. This is a little preview of what I have redeemed for you to play. Don't worry, we're early in the story, there's no major spoilers here. You're good for today's stream. There's no real spoilers here. But yeah, this is a preview of what I've redeemed for you. I just wanted to play this game again, because it's good. So much lore. Ah, yes. It's fine. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna have it. There's gonna be no major spoilers today. Like... There's so much... This game is so long, and I'm barely any distance into it. Oh, goodness. I'm mostly just laughing it up at all the NPC dialogue, because the NPC dialogue is great. Sure, I guess I'll be friends with Bart. I think that's everything in this room. Where was the war room? It was this one, I think. Yeah, okay. Activating more plot stuff. More cutscenes. Not super important ones. I mean, this is kind of important, I guess. But yeah, good luck on your Dragon Warrior randomizer race. Later. I'm rooting for you, even if I'm not always watching the DWR streams. It's tough to balance, like, doing my own streams and then also trying to, like, watch other people's streams and then also trying to do, like, real-life stuff. It's a hard balance. I also understand very little about Dragon Warrior Randomizer, and so... I mean, I understand a little bit, but not much, so it's a little harder for me to get into, but, like, that's on me, that's not on you. You know. It can be hard to get into a randomizer you don't play. Without watching it a lot. And I have not gotten to the point where I've watched it a lot. So, we'll see. We're not doing the whole Xeno series, Mike. I'm not planning that. I just wanted to play Xenogears. That makes a lot of sense, Commander. I have never played a Dragon Warrior game. Or anything in that series, so... Dragon Warrior, Dragon Quest, whatever you want to call the series. I have not played a single one. But no, Mike, we're just playing Xenogears because I feel like it. I have played Xenogears before. Xenogears is great. But this is not my first playthrough. This is just a casual playthrough. Technically, I guess this is my second playthrough. Yeah, we can call this my second playthrough, because it's really my second, like, full playthrough. But, this is the first playthrough where I'm actually going to talk to everyone. You know, because I didn't do that on my first playthrough. My first playthrough was very much, I need to figure out how to get through this game quickly, experience all the story, do all the things decently quickly. And now we're just gonna chill out, talk to everyone, get all of the deep lore. Except probably still not get all the deep lore, because the lore rabbit hole that you can go down with the Xenogears is so deep. There is so much lore. There is too much lore for one game. It is extremely deep. Yeah, I am aware. This is like almost was Final Fantasy VII, and then it wasn't Final Fantasy VII, and it spun off and it became its own thing. Also, yeah, Faye doesn't like how he has to fight everything. He doesn't want to fight anymore. And, Bart wants to get him to fight. Faye has a lot of issues with, like, how he's like, I don't really want to fight things because fighting is bad. And it's sort of the reconciliation of him being like, I don't want to fight things because fighting is bad, and also the fact that he kind of has to fight to protect things that are good. We're gonna go back into Bart's room, because I think that's what I'm supposed to do right now. Excellent hiding place, Faye. Just crouched in the corner. If I lie and wait under the elevator. Ooh. Bart has a plan. The elevator's back now. So I guess we go down. Maybe? I don't remember. Don't think so. Where am I going? We do have to talk to you, though. Let's see, I would do maintenance, though, if I had money. I don't have money. I need more money to do maintenance. Sure, Bart. We can talk now. Hey, Neon Gray. We're playing Xenogears. Enjoying all of the harp tunes, most of which are in, or all the tunes, most of which are in the harp tool already. I mean, yes, I think we'd all like to live in peace and quiet and just live our lives and do what we want, but like there's external factors that affect everyone's life. And you have to sort of reconcile with those. There have been a lot of... Look, this is the second time that this game... At least the second time, if not more. Like, already this playthrough. Where I have gotten, like... really philosophical about things that this game is talking about and just, like, applied them to real life. My goodness. This is a good message part. Like, you can't solve things by doing nothing, even if like taking action is uncomfortable and you don't really like doing it. You're not going to solve anything by doing nothing. So you should take action. At least that's my reading of this conversation. I guess we should go... is this the elevator? No, this is not the elevator. That's the bridge. Don't want to be on the bridge. I want to be... Actually, it's probably better to just go down the other way. I can talk to you, though. No, I can't. I'm not allowed. But I can talk to you. Yeah. We are going down. Time to see what gear upgrades I can do. Oh, I should probably equip my magnetic coat. Yeah, that would be a good thing to do. Magnetic coats are really good. They're absurdly good. That response is way more valuable than the defense from the X-ray R. Hold on. This gear wasn't here before. You have dialogue. Oh gosh, now I'm worried that I missed dialogue on the other two, gears. Yep. No one can use Heimdall? Apparently? Hello? Okay, you're gonna just say the same thing. Don't need to talk to you then? Yep. This is different dialogue than, like, the dialogue we get from checking out the gears from, like, going down through the main entrance to the Yggdrasil, which is canonically the same place. I don't understand it. Hi, Sigurd and Satan. There is so much dialogue in this game, and a lot of it, there's like effort put into it, honestly. I'm really enjoying talking to everyone. It's been great. Also, I love how, like, the two songs that are playing here are, like, the same, have the same melody. It's a nice touch. But they have totally different moods. Like, they're such different songs, but they're also the same song at the same time. I guess we can probably help the young master. Yeah, I know. Oh, I'm like really like. There's a lot of good jokes in this dialogue, honestly. Like like random NPCs, and they're great. And they all explain things well. Oh, was disconnected for a second there. That's no good. I don't want to rest though. I want to go exploring. Except I don't want to just grind with Faye. So why would I grind with just Faye? That's bad. I guess I'm going to go get some rest. Let's actually... No, let's see what upgrades I can get. What upgrades can I afford? Slash, what's like worthwhile? Like, I probably want to do some tune-up stuff, realistically, with the remainder of my money. I can get a better engine. It's probably the best thing to do, is to get a better engine for one of the gears. I think it's going to be more important to get it for well tall. I think that's all I can afford. That's fine. We're just going to upgrade its engine. I don't need the frame or the other upgrade quite yet. Which side of this have you used the door on? It's on this side, but like further over than I thought it would be. I'm not interested in the tree. I've already talked to you about the tree. That's the other thing I really like, is that you can, like, run away from people as they're talking to you and it'll just, like, stop their dialogue. And you don't get stuck in dialogue loops. It's great. And probably one of the best features of this game. If you accidentally talk to someone again and you're stuck in a dialogue loop, just run away. This is the room, actually. Yeah. Because you can just run away from the NPCs. I'm gonna say we're ready. Actually, I'm gonna say wait a second, because I'm gonna save. Because I haven't saved recently, and I would like to not do all of those plot triggers again. I mean, yes, it is bad in the lore. I know. But also, I'm trying to imagine myself beating this game without saving, and that's like, no. Like, how do you beat this game without saving? Like, I'm sorry, but no one beats the game on their first playthrough in one sitting. Yeah, it wouldn't. Because they don't expect anyone to not save ever. Like, the game is long enough that they expect people to save before that point. You know, something tells me that getting like 40 hours into an RPG without saving is pretty unlikely. Well, I guess in a speedrun it's probably like 9 to 10 hours. I mean, I guess that would do it. If you don't have a memory card, you can't exactly save. It is a long game, that is for sure. Also, there's some people that have broken in to the base and are going to steal the gears. So I guess the gear hangar that we were visiting isn't the gear hangar in the Yggdrasil. Oh yeah, no, it's not. That makes sense. Ah, yes, Spario. That's a boss fight that we're gonna have to do. I remember how this game goes. Oh no! There's Special Force gears attacking. Time to talk to everyone that they'll let me talk to. Dang it, I missed the jump. Yeah. Walking is hard. Yeah, the cavern was rather close to the capital. Some of you really don't have anything interesting to say. Ah, yes, that was my plan, was to go back to sleep. For sure. Excuse you. Fine, I'll go climb the other ladder. Talk to this NPC. Let's go into every other room. Maybe they have new things to say. Oh my gosh, I've never seen this dialogue before. Thank you, Neon, for sharing. It's very important. No one's in here. Okay. No one's in Bart's room. Wait. Hold on. Okay. I was like, are they gonna let me walk out the front door? No. Good. Thank you for not letting me walk out the front door. Lady, stop trying to sell me things! We're under attack. Like... You're worried about the model? I'm worried about the fact that, the base is under attack, you know? There might be some more important things. My goodness. We just got to experience so much dialogue. Okay. Oh my goodness, that picture, that cat is adorable. Cassie Cat is so adorable. Sorry, I just saw that picture in Discord and I'm like, so cute. Anyway, we've gotta like actually get ready to do some fighting. She is so good. Yay, existential crises. Faye's like, am I supposed to fight? But like, it's like he's dealing with the fact that he's really good at fighting, but he hates fighting. And so everyone wants him to fight for them. And it's like, how do you make that decision? Yes, yeah, it is super disturbing, yes, but it's not the best time. The base you are in is actively being attacked right now. Oh good, it's time to fight with Bart, who is somewhat, who has not been equipped with any upgrades since the Calamity fight, and the other two. Yeah, I mean, this game is a bunch of poorly timed existential crises. Oh no. Go for the chain whip. I'm not worried about health. Not really. Health is usually not the limiting factor in these fights. There we go. Done with that fight. It's usually fuel. Ooh, an extra AR +2. That's nice. Also, Faye really needs to get in here, because his is the gear that I actually upgraded. I didn't upgrade anyone else. Also, somehow this little cutscene of Satan taking over the Heimdall is like something I totally missed. Like, I don't remember, I did not remember where the Heimdall came from. At all. In my first playthrough, I was like, oh yeah, the Heimdall's just like a thing that Satan's just inexplicably had. And I'm like, wait, there's actual, like, they actually did explain where it came from? Neat. I mean, not really. It's just like a gear that was found with the Brigadier that no one could pilot, and then Satan could pilot it. And just hopped into it in the middle of this fray. But... Hey Satan, do you have death blows? Please have death blows. So we're gonna start with a booster, of course. Because I like haste. Oh no, you lowered my defense. But I'm hasted. Okay, you do have a death blow. Good. I should really just do triangle attacks. So, your plan was to lower my defense and then stand there and do nothing? Great job, Aegis Knight. You're real good. Ooh, we learned Renki. That's a good ether. Good ether ability. Pretty sure the normal attacks hurt them. Like, I'm pretty sure the normal attacks were hurting them. Just always booster. Oh, you are weak. Okay. Yes. They're taking drugs to keep the robots working. That's how this works, right? Take drugs and the robots work better. It makes sense. We swear. Goodbye. We probably need like another attack from Satan. The Heimdall is so much better than the Brigadier because I haven't upgraded the Brigadier. The Brigadier's kind of bad right now. But that's okay, because we're just going to use it for like Wild Smile. Okay, but why are you attacking small children? Like, even from a strategic standpoint, this makes no sense. Why are you focused on attacking the small children with your giant robot rather than attacking the actual threats? Oh, heaven sent. Yes. Heaven sent. It's a great ether ability. I mean, I've never used it, probably. I don't think I've ever used it, actually. I don't use ether abilities. Why would I use ether abilities? Let's... Booster. Ow! Don't hurt me. That's so rude. Yeah, I was like, you have to be gone now. I just did 500 damage. Yeah, no, why would I use ether when I can hit things to death? I only use ethers for healing and buffs. I don't use ethers for, like, damage. That's weird. Death blows are just so much better. Oh good, it's the real boss. Also known as the giant robotic crab. Giant robot crab. I've got tons of fuel. Thank you, magnetic coat. She's not in the party. She's not in the party at this point. Yeah, no, why would I do that? Why would I have sent? Wild Smile is at least useful. Because, you know, it's a debuff. There's no reason to use Heaven Sent. When I could just do this. Or use attacks. Spariel, good luck hitting him. He's got a magnetic coat equipped, and you've been hit with Wild Smile. I don't think you're gonna do well. There you go, Bart. You're slow. Brigadier is slow. Okay. Take your attack. I mean, the combat in this game is not the most enthralling, I have to say. It's fun, but like, the gear combat is especially eh. Oh no, I'm so scared. That was so much damage. What if you do that like 20 more times? Probably only like 15 more times. Please go away. Oh, there's no dodge animation, it just missed. I love it. Yeah, no. The gear stuff is uninspiring. The foot combat is so good. I love the like just character combat. But there's a lot of focus on the gear combat, and it's just it doesn't hold up as much as the character combat. Like hyper mode is kind of neat, I guess, in the late game, but eh. I'll take those level ups. We get a beam coat. Maybe that's useful. That's probably useful for stuff later. But we won. Yes. The sprites are great. The 3D model stuff is The polygons are definitely a thing. Which is why I'm like really glad that the characters are sprites rather than polygon, rather than 3D, because it makes them like they look good. Like the gears I don't mind as much, because they're large. They're supposed to be large, and like it's fine if they're a little clunky. Oh good, we can embark immediately. How much money did I get, though, from those battles? Because I want to upgrade things. Yes, the sprites are definitely good. What am I looking at? We got some money. You are... Okay, you're more than halfway to Houghton and Tembu. I need to learn those. I gotta use more, like, use them more in combat to learn more things. At least you learned Headhunter. I don't think I have anything better, but that's okay. Like, for anyone. Oh, that's better. Yeah, your red mail is pretty good. You're fine. They're all fine. I could explore the base, but I don't feel like it. I think it's time to just go. I don't have any money. I'm going to go to the bridge. Because I have not much money. I want to buy like a few more magnetic coats, ideally. And then we're going to be trying to save up some money as we go to get an ether doubler at some point. Because ether doublers are OP. Well, one ether doubler at least is OP. Yep, we'll do this later. This is like the first time we actually get access to like a reasonable portion of the overworld map. Let's go to Nissan first. Because I would like to go to Nissan. Gosh, this song is so good for like a town theme. Thanks for the special herb tea. Wait, but I gained all that weight earlier. Hold on. Can I keep doing this? No, okay. I was like, can I lose all my weight? No, it's just once. I love that weight is like a stat that actually can be changed in-game, but just doesn't do anything. Like, it just doesn't do anything. Okay. Let's explore the upper street first, I guess. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, we should never have told him. We should never have told him that about Bart's identity. Are you okay? They were sharing, they got a little bit close, which I guess is fine. Yeah, I want one of these, but I can't afford it. Pretty sure I couldn't afford it even if I sold everything. There's a lot of alls. There's nothing in this building. I wonder what that building's like actually used for. Like in the lore. I'm not talking to you again. I'm running all the way around the lake. Yeah, that is true. No, we're not. Wow. Glad to hear your life is different. Okay, good. You don't repeat your dialogue fully, and you also are not interesting anymore. I talk to you. Yeah. Oh gosh, there's 3 different things. Aw, little kitties. They're cute. Very fun. Can I look at your paintings? Oh, that's not a painting, that's a blank canvas. I can't actually examine them. Oh yeah, the portrait of the Great Mother. That no one's allowed to see. Ah, yes. And that's all. Bart. You need to keep your identity a secret, Bart. Stop basically revealing your identity to every person you run into that you have a disagreement with. What if I'm authorized? I'm not authorized. Ah, yes, we need to joke about the millennials. These millennials moving away from the peaceful town. Okay. We won't. There's really nothing to do here. We're just here to explore. Okay. I think we're done in Nissan for now. Is it time to sneak into Ave at last? Or do I want to do some grinding? Not a lot of grinding. Let's just make sure you are all, like, healed up. Like, the gears are fine. I don't need to save. But since I accidentally opened the menu, I guess I'm gonna save anyway. Instant battle! It looks like we're healed. Okay, and then we just triangle attack everything else. I want to actually do some death blow grinding more so than actual grinding for experience. I want death blows. I want better death blows. Boop. Just gonna clear out this fight, and then Faye is doing pretty well in death blows. I really want. Well, I would say Faye to take Faye out, but Faye learns them at half speed, so like, or Faye learns them much slower than the others do. So we're going to have you get off the gear, you get off the gear. Oh no. Faye learns them at half speed, so we're actually going to swap it back. You get off. We'll have you get off. You get on. Because the enemies will always attack whoever's in the gear. Well, if they're like gear enemies, they'll attack gears. So Faye and Bart won't get completely annihilated. This fight's just bad. I don't like this fight. What do I want you to do? Let's just spam triangle for a bit. That fight doesn't give money. It's unfortunate. I'm only gonna go for a couple magnetic coats now, I think. And like some basic gear upgrades. So this isn't gonna be a super long grind. I just want to get, like, the brigand gear to not suck. And I want to get 2 more magnetic coats. You go for all the triangles. Try to learn more death blows. You are going to go for... you have the basic one, but you need... Yeah, you're going to do that, because that's going to be the best way to get your next 2 death blows as fast as possible without... Well, at least other than X's. Which I'm trying to save for later. We're just pushing you all the triangles. Get all the triangle stuff done. I don't want to push triangle again. Yeah. You're still spamming triangle. But actually doing a little bit of damage. Gotta teach them death blows. I mean, this should get all your triangle stuff done. Or most of phase triangle stuff. You need... Yeah. TTST. I only care about the death blows, really. And, like, a little bit of money along the way. Now to get all the death blow experience, you should probably go for, actually, yeah, let's do that. Oh hey, it's low on hit points. I'm gonna start branching out into SDS there. To get some Square 1 experience and Triangle 2 experience. Experience, fine, we get some money. Just want to check on, like, our progress in the, How's that death blow progress coming along? 63 and 61. And then there's going to be 2 more that I want to try to work towards as well. One of them is just X, but I'm not going to worry about that one. We might have all the triangles, so that's the... Yeah, I think square... STS is probably the next best thing to go for Faye. You've got Rhythm Shock to 50%. Okay, that's probably the square. So you're probably done with that square for Rhythm Shock. You need more triangles. More Triangle 2. So maybe spamming triangle is the next way to go. Eventually I'll have to use X, but... I'm trying to hold off on using X until I've got up to level 22, and then I can do XX. and get twice as much Death Blow experience, basically. Because we're really not that far from level 22. Okay. You need just that, I guess. That's fine. You need a lot of triangle experience. For Triangle 2, specifically. Which I can only get 1 experience for that per attack, so it's a little rough. But we can spam Triangle there. Square T Square is the best thing for you to do, I think. Because the Square Triangle Death Blow hasn't shown up yet. Thank you, Neotin Robo, for hitting yourself. You need more triangle spam. Just trying to get all this Death Blow experience. And I think Bart works like either 2 or 3 times as fast as Faye. So he's going to make good progress towards his Death Blows, because he doesn't have like... He's had like no time to work on them, so he needs to catch up. But, you know, I still want to learn them on Faye, because Faye's Death Blows are useful. Gosh. Death Blow grinding with only 5 AP is so bad. Like, it's just so much better to do it with 6. Okay. You're down, that's another 450 gold. And more parts, you know, parts are still good, but 450 gold is definitely good. How far are we doing? Yeah, you haven't gotten the next one to show up. It should be the square triangle X one. Maybe I need more X experience. You've got that to 50%. Okay, you're done with that. Zaramus is very rude. Yeah, you were already there. So I think Bart I'm going to take out because he needs more X experience. And we need to get him to 22 to get more X, to make it easier to get X experience. So I'm going to just gear swap Bart and Faye. Or Bart and Satan. So I can work on Satan. Satan is going to go for... Square, triangle, square is probably actually the best thing that he can go for, yeah. I apologize if spinning the camera in circles is making anyone nauseous, but it's the easiest way to run in a circle. Oh, you're a Satan. Yeah, you need to attack. I like square, triangle, square as a combo. Nice. They're all gonna focus on Bart because he's in the Brigadier, but like... they should be scared of my other party members who are doing real damage. and trying to learn death blows. Oh, goodness. Oh, Satan's also fast, so he gets his death blow stuff done real fast. He's gonna give me a lot of square 1 and triangle 2 experience. And not much else. Which is fine, because that's really, I think, the experience I need. Yeah, take some damage. Whatever. I mean, I need X experience as well, but square 1 and triangle 2 are definitely viable. Or valuable. Because triangle spam gets me 2 triangle 1 experience and 1 of every other triangle experience. Because death blows are work in really complicated ways. Where basically, there's 4 different types of triangles, there's 2 different types of squares, and there's 1 X. There's 1 type of X, and you need however much experience. Usually it's whatever you'd used for the, whatever buttons you press for the death blow. But odd number, it's basically where it is in the combo, so square in slots 1 and 3 is the same, it's just square 1. So like this is square 1, triangle 2, and then square 1. But if I were to spam triangle, I'd get triangle 1, triangle 2, triangle 3, triangle 4, and then back to triangle 1. And those are 4 different counters that get incremented. It's very confusing. X is just universally required, but like... The only things I can easily grind with X, because I've learned a lot of the death blows, are like... square 2 or triangle 2 and 3. Those are the only things I could grind with X. So I'm doing a combo that grinds up square 1 really fast. To try to get that done, and then I'm doing a bunch of triangle spam combos. To grind up all the triangles, and then I can grind up X and square 2 together. That's kind of the plan. Because this should give me all the square 1 experience I need, plus a little bit of triangle 2. Which is not bad. And then we can do some triangle spam and then do X square. To get X experience and square 2 experience. And I think that's going to be the best way to sort of balance the grinding for each of the different kinds of death blow experience, because there's so much different death blow experience, and it's the stats on it are all weird. The death blow learning system is complicated in this game, and I feel like I have a weird amount of understanding about it. Like I went and did research about how death blows learning worked in this game. Okay. $300 more gold. That fight's not that valuable, but it's good for death blow learning. We're not learning death blows because I'm not working on the X experience that I would need. Yeah, the death blows are wild. I think you're probably close to done with that. Well, if you're doing square T square, I would expect the one that has square 1, which is the next death blow down, to show up. You've made no progress towards Mufu, which means you'll probably just need X experience for that, because that's TTX. And you're 60% of the way towards Jinrei, which means you're probably most of the way done with the square experience. I think the next fight I'm going to do some X's, just X square. Because the trouble is I have to start with X, because I can't end with X, because X is, if I end with X, that triggers the death blow to actually get used, you know? And I mean, if I do a death blow, I don't get X experience, basically. I get the experience for every other thing leading up to the X, but I do not get the experience for the X itself, for the X press itself. So we're gonna do X squares in this fight. Because that'll get X and square 2. Death blows are so complicated. It's like a whole mess. And then there's like multipliers that each character has their own inherent multipliers. So like some characters just learn them faster than others. Faye learns them the slowest, but that's fair because he's in the party like all the time. So, you know, it's fine that he learns them slow. But that's why I'm having him really aggressively work on learning them, because he's very slow at learning them in general. I think Satan has a ×2 multiplier and Bart has a ×3 multiplier or something. I don't remember the exact multipliers, but it's something like that. And most characters are in the ×3, ×4 range. Well, most characters with death blows, I should say, because there's 2 characters that don't have death blows, and they're just bad. They make me sad. They're not both bad. They have their uses, but not... They're not as great. Yes, get that X experience. We're gonna see if I can learn some death blows here. Because I'm almost certain that I'm short on X experience right now, so may as well grind it up a bit. And square 2. It doesn't hurt that I'm getting square 2 addressed as well. There we go, we're through that fight. That's another 450 gil. Which, you know, money is also good, because I want more magnetic coats and I want to actually upgrade the Brigadier. How are we doing? Yeah, that did help. You are not making any more progress. Interesting. You made 0 progress. No, that's Bart, right. Never mind, he was in the gear. Of course he made no progress. You made progress towards both things. Faye is just being slow. That's Faye. That's what Faye's doing. He's just being slow at learning death blows. Satan's making good progress, though. He might only need, like, a few more X's. To learn a death blow, at least. I mean, Satan's just gonna blaze through the death blows because he's fast and gets a ledge of turns. But yeah, Faye does need more X experience, so we'll do more of this. Maybe we can get another death blow to show up over 50%. Get rid of the small ones first, because they can actually attack, like, the characters. Not that the characters dying is a concern, but, like, may as well clean them out. I mean, I know Bart just needs X experience for his, at least the 5 AP death blows. I'm not sure what... He needs more experience for the 6 AP death blows, but... Probably the 5 HP death blows are good enough. I don't know. I'd like to at least get a bunch of progress towards the 6 AP death blows with these 3. So I don't have to do that later. This is definitely some nice, chill, fighting of gear-sized enemies with characters in the desert. It's fine. I don't know. The death blows just like hit that like itch in me that like I don't grind for experience, but I will grind for literally anything else. So like the death blows for me are like, oh, I'll grind for these. Yeah, I will absolutely grind for these, or I'll grind for money or whatever. I'm not gonna grind for levels though. I mean, hitting level 22 would be really nice because that'll just give my party 6 AP. Speaking of which, there's 21 for Faye. And 19 for Satan, so Satan's catching up. He's learned Jinrai, or Jinrai. Probably Jinrai. Which means he's done with that one. He's not making more progress towards Mufu, but Hakai has shown up. Counting spaces, that looks like it's the square T X, or maybe it's the T square X, one of the two. Ryujin has shown up for you, that's good. You still need more X experience. We need to get you back in, but that's fine. Mufu's not advancing, and that's 2 triangles. So I'm going to assume that you need more Triangle 1 experience, Satan. I mean, there's also no real issue in just doing a bunch of X experience because I want to get the XX Death Blow prepped on everyone. And that's literally just a whole bunch of X. Just keep pushing the X button. And until that one is at 100% learn rate, then there's no harm in just doing X grinding. Although I would rather do it with 2. We're gonna spam triangle with you, because you haven't done that, and that'll just get that going really fast. You continue to do X square. Faye will continue to do the X square stuff for a bit. But I want to just at least finish off the 5 AP death blows for Satan. And the best way to do that is spam triangle, I think. And it'll also give good experience for other stuff too, down the road. Because it's getting me all sorts of different triangle experiences. Two T1 experience and some experience for T2, T3, and T4. Death blows are complicated. Keep working on stuff. Satan. And Faye. Yeah. Satan, you need to get more triangles. Honestly, if I have a shortage on anything on Satan, it's probably Triangle 1 and not Triangle 2. But we're getting both. And I think the way it works is it assigns the experience towards the highest... I'm not sure, actually. I think it might assign the experience that you're getting towards whatever the first death blow, like the highest up death blow on the list is that you don't have learned, or is not done with the experience yet. And then I think it just keeps going from there. Like, I don't think it assigns experience to all of them for each individual one, but it'll... You know, if one death blow is done, then it moves on to the next one down the list, I think, is how it works. Maybe not. I might be making that up. I'm probably making that up, honestly. That feels like the kind of thing I'm pulling out of my butt, and is not actually reinforced in anything. But it's also something that doesn't really affect how I would approach the death blow grind, so... You charge. You are doing X square. Nope. Not what I meant to do. But sure. Thanks for your contribution, Bart. It's fine. Just means we finish the fight faster. You did learn Mufu, good. That's what I wanted to make sure happened. I wanted to make sure he had that death blow done. And he probably got some experience, a good amount of experience towards another one as well. Or some of the others. You're still not looking great. Shinrai has definitely moved up. And Hakai is still there. Okay. I think you go back to X spam now. X square spam, rather. Here's another 450 gold fight, too. Because basically if we spam X and the second and square 2, we're going to get all the square 2 experience we need for a long time. And we're also going to build up all the X experience we need for a long time as well. Yeah, I think the 3 combinations I wanted to use are X square, square T square, or S, yeah, square triangle square, and then spam triangle. I think those are the best 3, like the most efficient 3 in terms of learning death blows with 5 AP. Because we get all the squares, we get all the triangle attacks represented, all the square attacks represented, and X is represented. I'm gonna assume that was Cat. I assume this was Cassie. Oh, I did not see. Maybe. Oh, yeah, no, that is a nut shot. That is definitely a nut shot. No, I appreciate it. I was like, oh, those are some letters that exist. Let's... Hold on. There's a pickup race starting in the FE Discord. Yeah, it's all in there. I see it. No, that does make sense. Yeah, no, I see it now. How close are we to learning things? Because we're not gonna get... Oh, you're still so far away. I'm pretty sure if we just spam X square until... Oh, this new race form is called ZZ8. Starts with ZZ8, and it's a practice. I'm loving it. You need to go for that. I am not doing the race. I'm just like appreciating the naming of the race. Oh gosh, I don't even know what I want to know how that would be called. Yeah, no, 5-way to the Zenith Zone makes sense, and then beyond that it starts getting like high weight to the Zenith Zone. Don't know how well that works. That is a name. This is not even to mention how we're gonna call it, like, where the 6 is gonna go in. Like, what are we gonna do about 6 and 7? Along the way, like... I don't know where those would fit. Yes, I mean, there's plenty of time. Or perhaps we'll just like we'll just start naming them after other tournaments. We'll just have sequels to other tournaments happen instead. I don't know. What we really want to find is Spear Knight. That's the enemy we're looking for, is Spear Knight. Because Spear Knight has tons of hit points. Something like 3,000 or so. But also doesn't do any damage. Or any significant damage. And gives 1,000 gold. And so he's great for Deathblow farming. The trouble is, Spear Knight battles can take like 15 minutes if I'm Deathblow farming my way through them. Because, you know, look at my damage values. I think Spear Knights have more defense than this. So it's like every hit is like 5 damage. Or maybe even like 1 damage. It's real bad. In terms of like actual time efficient grinds. But you can get a whole bunch of experience from one fight, which is kind of fun. Not actual experience, just Deathblow experience. And they're also 1,000 gold, which is not nothing. How are we doing? Koho is there. Okay, you are 53% of the way through your X experience. Because that is pure X. Houghton and Tenbu are at 75, which is probably means they're missing just one of the things. Same with actually Ryujin might just be missing one of them. You are behind, of course. You've hit 50% of your X experience as well with Oogie. I think with 50% X experience, that means everything else is done with X. So what I'm actually going to do is, again, go back in here, swap you two. Bart needs more X experience. And Faye needs, honestly, not really much more X experience. He needs to focus on the other things. The triangles and the squares. We can get back to X later. We're gonna have Faye focus on triangles for now. Just try to get all the triangles done, and then we'll be ready to go with squares. Yeah, Bart, you need to do X and square 2 until you get at least a 50% on that. This is kind of a relatively slow stream, I think, in terms of like actually doing things. Okay. You're doing triangle spam, because you need to learn your TTTX, Death Blow. You need more X experience, or rather any X experience at all, to try and power up your Death Blows. Just spam triangle. X and square. Okay, keep working on your triangles. We should be done with square 2, so we should be able to learn 2 death blows just by spamming triangles with Faye. It's fine if you miss. Missing still counts. Because we should have enough X experience for all the other death blows. But yeah, Bart, you need to learn your 5 AP death blows. You really need to just get those locked in. And we're going to start prepping the 6 AP death blows, just so I don't have to do any more of this for a while. And I know, again, I don't have to do this, I just want to, because I need to have all the things learned. Go Bart, keep using X. Okay, you're done. This is 450 more gold. Bart's learned Twin Sonic. That's good. You can only learn 1 death blow per fight, so he's at least got the X experience for that. He probably needs more for like the later death blows, but we'll wait until he gets at least 50% of the way towards that one. Down there. Houghton is definitely moving up. But yeah, Bart's done with the first one. He needs to work on the next one. Need to at least fill in the ones that I can actually use, and then try to make some progress try to get ahead on some of the later death blows. These guys are bad. I don't like these ones. They're worth 0 experience. They're worth no money. They only give experience. I hate them. But I'll take whatever little bit of death blow experience I can get from them. You really thought that was gonna work, Sand Shark. You really thought you could take down the big giant mech. Yeah, the sharks give no money. It's terrible. They're terrible. I don't like them. They're the only encounter out here that doesn't give money. I don't know. I have no idea how they function in Shark Society. Gosh, Faye has so much work to do. Like, he got a head start, but he just gets the work done so much slower than Bard and Satan that, like, they're easily catching up to him. He's just slow at death blows. Like, he takes so much work to learn his. Nope. Go Bart. You gotta learn that one. I mean, we're probably just gonna leave you spamming X because you need to get at least 50% towards the XX death blow before I'll think about taking you off of that and having you do other things to backfill the other death blows. But yeah, this is just what you're spamming now. But I think Bart learns at like 3 times the rate that Faye learns, so he's going to catch up honestly, fairly quickly. Okay, that one's gone. Less time will be spent on the enemy making these long animations, which is nice, I guess. Go Bart. Get more death blow experience. You too, Faye. I need you guys to learn things. Please. Thanks for hitting yourself. Goodness. Like, at least the Neotin Robos are worth 150 gold each. And then groups of 4 Sandmen are worth 300 each, so the Sandmen are like 75 gold each. So like, these encounters aren't that bad. You earned Rhythm Shock. That's good. That's your other 5 AP Death Blow. So all the 5 AP Death Blows are learned now. I'd like to get the experience for the 6 AP Death Blows locked in. Not that we'll be able to use all of them, but I'd like to get the, like, Death Blow experience locked in. Bart's halfway to Dynamic already. That's good. That's progress. Halfway towards the next one. Good job, Bart. Keep spamming X. We're gonna get all the X experience for all of the death blows. Until you're 50% of the way towards the last one, and then we're gonna switch you over and start backfilling because it'll be faster. Faye keeps spamming triangle. You need to at least start working on your 6 AP death blows. More X. We're gonna get all the X's towards all of the things. Okay, Faye. X and some square experience. or square 2 experience. Get all the triangles. More triangles. I love that they decided that making the death blow experience be based on the animations was like the way to go. Like it's based on the individual animations, and it's no like figuring out which one, like which attacks triggered different animations. Because there's 4 different triangle attack animations depending on the spot, 2 different square attacks, and 1 different X attack, and it's like, you think you expected anyone to figure these out? And I think there's at least 1 death blow where the ingredients aren't actually the combo that you use to use the death blow. So that's also a thing. It's probably just a bug, but there's at least 1 death blow that you learn by doing different inputs than you actually need to do for the death blow. Like, it requires a bunch of extra, like, triangle 4 inputs, even though it doesn't use triangle 4. For whatever reason. Yep. Keep getting your X experience. There we go. Fight done. More money. And a level up for you, so you're at level 21. That's nice. Level 22 is when we can actually start using level 6 death blows and get 6 AP to work with, which will just make everything faster because it makes things more flexible. How close is Faye? He's at 94% of that one. Okay, Bart's gotten the... I think that's the T square X death blow. Past 50%. Which is cool. That's not the XX death blow. It's a different death blow that he's pushed past 50%. But, you know, he's gotten a good amount of progress towards that, so I'll take it. That should probably get up to like 67% without me just spamming these same combos. Still haven't seen a Spear Knight. Like, I'm pretty sure you only need that. For now. So we're in like 2 death blows. Pretty sure all you need is just more triangles, so we're just gonna keep doing this until you learn that 1 death blow. Come on, Bart. Keep doing your attacks. Keep working on that X experience. Maybe I should have Bart work on triangle experience now. I don't know. He still needs X experience. He probably still needs, like, square 2 experience. So there's still some value in it. I think if we keep going until that 1 death blow hits, whatever percentage that it stops at. Like into the 60s or 70s, I think. Nice miss. I'm pretty sure you still get the experience if you miss, in terms of death blow experience. Okay, Another 450 gold. We're at least making some money off of this. I can afford both the magnetic coats that I want now. And 0 gear upgrades, but, you know, that's fine. 95%. Ooh, okay, you've just crossed your X threshold. So yeah, I'm not going to worry about X anymore. For you. You're going to start focusing on triangles and... yeah, just triangle spam for now. Because yeah, he's past 50% on the double X, but I do think, and I do think now that it's, it doesn't get split, it's just shared across all of them, and just the higher level ones take more. Keep spamming triangle until Faye learns that first death blow. You can start spamming triangle now. We're going to try to fill in your triangle experience. And eventually we'll fill in like the square one experience really fast. Actually, I like the idea of pivoting to square to square. We should try to fill that in, because that'll take care of all the square one experience. Just really fast. Let's just get all the square one experience done, because we're probably done with square two, so we're just going to do that, and then I can spam triangle later. Because we should be getting double the square one experience from that, and it's still some triangle 2 experience, which is still valuable. Like, we do need triangle 2 experience for some things, so I'll take it. Give me that square one experience. Go square T square. That's not what I meant to do. That's fine. It's a little less square one experience, and we're getting triangle 3 instead of triangle 2, which I don't really need as much, but it's fine. Still get some square one. Hey, you got 20. Good job, Satan. Satan's behind on levels. It's fine. He usually is. How are we doing? Bracer's definitely going up. Which is good. You're not making any progress because you're still in your gear, which is fine. Probably just going to leave Satan in his gear until Bart is done. And then I'm going to put Bart in the gear. Or at least done with everything other than the XX Death Blow. And then Satan comes out of the gear. Let's get all the square T-squares done. Goodness. So many button presses need to happen. It is kind of fun to fight Gears on foot. I will say. It's kind of fun to do this, but I'm really just using this to make them learn how to do death blows. Learn how to do better death blows. Please. We need to learn all the death blows. I may not learn every death blow. Okay. Just punching through this one. You know, punching through this Neotin Robo. There you go. Goodbye, Neotin Robo. I mean, I'm not going to get pop-ups, so I have to check in on my death blow experience, because I'm not going to get pop-up, because we're not level 22 yet. You're done with Houghton. Okay. I should be able to square T square you to at least one more death blow. I think I can square T square you to Bracer. Done. And maybe to Tenbu. Or something. Yeah, I think I can square T square them to another death blow. To one more at 100%, and then I have to go spam triangle to finish it up. Oh, these two. This is a fight. Yeah, let's go square T square. We're gonna do 1 damage to these. Sweet. This might be a good one to just farm triangles on, just so it doesn't take forever. We're gonna farm triangles here. Although Faye doesn't really need just pure triangles. Faye needs the squares. But Bart still needs triangles, so he's going to do triangles. And we're going to chip through these things for, like, small amounts of health. I think they have, like, I want to say, 180 health or something like that. Yeah, Faye's done with the pure triangle, so he needs square experience. But Bart can totally use all this triangle, all these different triangles. So yeah, Faye is just gonna do like 3 damage a round, and Bart's gonna do 5 damage a round, and it's gonna be fine. We're gonna slowly whittle down all these individual hit points. But yeah, this is gonna be a pretty good source of death blow experience. Goodness. Just keep chipping away. The game is adding up all of these 1 damage hits. This fight's not worth much money, I will say. It's not going to be much money, but it's going to be a lot of death blow experience for Bart and Faye. I would not be surprised if Bart like completely finishes with triangle in this fight. Actually, I'll probably switch around. I'll probably switch him to doing like square T square after this first one goes down. Faye is just like in a place where he gets experience so slowly that I'm gonna just commit to square T square for the whole fight. But yeah, we're gonna keep triangle spamming through the first one. Try to get Bart to get all these triangle uses out of his system. Oh no, 2 damage. Goodness. It does take a while, yes. Not that long, it's only a couple hours. Of like total for the grind, not for this fight. It is level locked, yes. I just want to get it done now so I can spam death blows at everything and not think about it later. I can't even use any of the level 6 or the 6 AP death blows right now because I've got only 5 AP. Oh, they are very OP. Yeah. They are extremely good. Okay. Yeah. You're still working on that. Yeah, it is kind of... I do like it. Like, it forces you to do different things. So that you learn new death blows. Like, I really do like the character, like, the character battle system. The gear battle system is a little bit simplistic, but... Like, I don't like that as much. Not that it's, like, bad, it's just, it gets a little samey. Whereas the character battles are more like, oh, hey, I actually have to, like, do things with them. Because I feel like, with gear battles, it's just spam level 1 death blows until the end, like, honestly, for the entirety of Disc 1. Like, there's no strategy other than spam level 1 death blows. There's just nothing else matters. It doesn't matter that I have level 2 or level 3 death blows, it's just spam level 1s. Because the level 1s are just good. Yeah, no, like level 2 death blows are like, they're nice. But the level 1s are more DPS efficient, so like I'm gonna go for the level 1s. Ugh. This one's almost down. We're almost halfway through this fight. Goodness. Poke, poke, poke. Oh. Oh, we're gonna get to see how Ellie is broken. That is definitely a part of the plan. We're gonna get to see how Ellie is broken. That is the other aspect of gear battles. That's the one exception to the level 1 death blow spam rule, is air rods. Because air rods are actually broken. Yeah, no, the level 2 and level 3 death blows just don't get used because it takes too long to build up to them. I mean, it's not that broken, but except if you give Ellie an ether doubler, and then it's really broken. Like, you straight up one-shot boss fights with air rods. And these are not like early game boss fights, these are like boss fights that you're taking on fairly late in Disc 1. Not super late in Disc 1, but relatively late. And you're just one-shotting them with air rods. Because they're that OP. Oh yeah, no, she's really broken. I mean, it's a specific boss fight that's supposed to be like 2 enemies, and that's supposed to be the challenge of it, but you can straight up one-shot it with air rods. I think it's like the period where there's two of... It's like where you have to split into 2 teams and you're trying to do like shoot the laser and bounce it and have it hit the generator under the water. The fight against Dominia and Calvena in their gears. You can one-shot them with air rods. And it's absolutely absurd. Like that fight you one-shot. Like, why? Why is that a fight you can just one-shot with air rods? And then, like, you fight the other 2 elements with the other, with your other party, and they're, like, hard. And you actually have to, like, have a multi-turn fight. Whereas, because you have to fight them both twice, but the strategy doesn't change. You just one-shot them with air rods both times, and it's like, thanks. Because you do like something like 9,000 damage with air rods at that point, and it's just absurd. Like, you thought making me fight you twice would actually be scary, but no, it's just, I get to use my air rods again. Silly ether doubler doubling the power of air rods without doubling the cost. Making it just a straight up buff to air rods. Also, I'm glad we're having this conversation while I'm hitting this thing for 1 damage a whole bunch of times. Because I need something to distract me from the fact that I'm spamming the same combo over and over at this gear. I think it only has 180 hit points-ish. Maybe 190. So it's only going to take like 30 combos. This is fine. This is a perfectly reasonable fight to do. We better have like all these death blows like basically ready to go after this fight, I swear. Like Bart, you need to have like all of your death blows except for your XX death blow ready to go. Faye, I can understand not having things ready because he takes forever to learn things. Just mechanically. Because he has a lower multiplier than Bart does. I think Bart is 3 and Faye is 1. I don't really remember everyone's multipliers, I just know most of them are 3 to 4. One of them has a 5, I think. I think one of them has a 5 times multiplier, inherently. And I think Satan has 2 as his multiplier, and then Faye and Ellie are 1. Or not Ellie, Emeralda. Ellie has like a 3 or something. A 3 times multiplier. But Emeralda starts with like all the level 6 death blows basically learned, so. Or all the 6 AP death blows basically learned, so you're only really looking for her 7 AP death blows. Like she comes with so many death blows already. Just keep chipping away. You will run out of HP eventually. You have a finite number of hit points. Don't block. How dare you? How dare you block an attack and take 0 damage? I need every hit point. Every hit point counts. Like, as soon as I hit this guy once with Satan, he's dead, basically. Like, these are not hard enemies if you actually use gears. Okay, he's actually, like, low on health now, so... The end is in sight. We have the crouching over animation. Oh no. I might actually go repair the Heimdall after this. We did it! We're done with the fight. We get 166 experience and 200 gold. Thanks. That was so worth. So worth it. Oh, thank you for the follow, Lost Elf. I just noticed that. I'm really good at reading things. I mostly do Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise Randomizer, but I'm playing through Xenogears right now, and it's fun. That's the question, Lost Elf. Decent amount. Decent amount. Dynamic was not at 100% before. Astral wasn't even at 50%, so we got that pretty far. Bracer, I think, was like in the 70s, so that's made some progress as well. Potent was at like 95%, so I'm not surprised it made it to 100. Tenmu and Ryujin were definitely much lower. We didn't get any experience towards Koho or Justice in that fight because of the combos I was using. And then Satan's already up at this point. Okay. Let's get into the Yggdrasil. Yeah, it's not exactly each button you use. It's per animation. So, like, there's 4 different triangles, 2 different squares, and 1 X. Depending on, like, which attack it is in the order. Let's just launch again. You get a full heal for coming back into the Yggdrasil. At least a full gear repair. So, may as well do that. But yeah, I wasn't using X at all, so I didn't get any X experience. I was doing a lot of square 1. So we got a lot of square 1 experience, a lot of triangle 2 experience, and Bart got all the other a bunch of other triangle experience as well. Menu time to get people out of gears. I'm still gonna focus Faye and Bart for now. That was just to repair the Heimdall. These guys are not nearly as annoying. We shouldn't... I don't think we're done with square 1 and triangle 1, though. Or in triangle 2. Because that's what we're getting experience for here. Square 1 and triangle 2. I should be able to learn at least 1 more death blow with this experience. With just those 2 types of experience, because I've got enough X experience. Because everyone is over 50% towards XX, which is just purely X experience. But it takes a lot of X experience. And so everyone being at over 50% towards that should mean that they're done with the X experience they need for the other death blows. It should be noted that each death blow needs a certain amount of each type, so you have to use all of the experience. You have to use all the different types of attacks, basically. You can't just focus X and work on... Like, it'll count the X experience up to a certain point, and then once you hit the amount of X experience you need, it'll be like, hey, you're not making progress anymore. This game is complicated. For sure. But yeah, I mean, these guys are fine. We can actually, like, do real damage to them. Yeah, it's experience, it's like each death blow has its own set of, like, death experiences that you need. So you need to get some number of each type of experience. Which it doesn't display easily, it just has percentages, but if you're trying to... Like, if I just spam X all the time, I'm not gonna learn any death blow except XX. Even though I do need... But if I don't use X ever, I will never learn any death blows, because every death blow needs some X experience. So it really makes you vary it up. But the combo that I'm using right now is really good for square 1, or the first square experience, and triangle 2. Which, I mean, should be good for the square triangle X death blow. So that's the goal, is to try to use this combo till I learn the square triangle X death blow. Or not till I learn it, because I can't learn it because of levels, but till I get all the experience I need for it. Okay. Through that. Faye is level 22! He can now use 6 AP. This is humongous. This is huge for Faye. That makes grinding Faye a lot nicer. You're not advanced. You didn't advance any of the death blows there. Maybe I do need a different combo. Maybe I need more X experience. That might be it. We could go for TSTT for Bart. Faye can now just spam X, basically, until he learns Coho. Though, which is why I'm happy about that. Because I can now just spam X until I learn Coho on Faye. And then once I've learned Coho, I'm definitely done with X. But I think Bart needs to use a different combo. So I'll probably have him do TSTT. Oh good, it's this. Time to spam X. A lot. We're gonna do a 4-hit combo here. That's good for square 2. That's what we're doing with that, and getting a bunch of other triangle experience, because I shouldn't need any other triangle experience. I've gotten a lot of triangle too. But this gives me triangle 1, square 2, triangle 3, and triangle 4 experience. Not that I need triangle 3 or triangle 4, it's just that's what I can do with the combo. I guess I could do TSS, actually, but that's less damage. Honestly, the troopers take forever. I might just, like, speed these up. No, because the whole point of this is to do attacks. Faye, keep spamming X. We're going to keep doing TSDT. So I think that's going to work out pretty well. We'll get through these things slowly but surely. Faye, you need to get all your X experience done. And if spamming through all these through TSTT doesn't work to get Bart a death blow, then I think that Bart just needs X experience. Which I didn't think he would, since he was already at 50% towards his XX death blow, but I guess, I don't know. That's not what I meant to do with you, but that's fine. You can do that. You can do that combo too, I guess. Oh, you have another attack. May as well use the extra triangle. I don't know. It's an extra triangle 1 experience. It's not nothing. Triangle 1's actually relevant. But really, you should be focused on XX. Oh, goodness. This is going to be a long fight, because this is, what, on average, about 60 of... I need 60 total turns, I think, between Faye and Bart, roughly. To get through this. And I can't have too many of them be phase turns. Like, per... Oh, that's per enemy, by the way. That's not... It's not 60 total, it's 60 per enemy. With my current damage output. We're doing great. It's not so much I need them, I get those turns, you know? I also need to, like... That also does not account for blocks. Enemy blocks, or misses, or any of that. Which are really the same. Anything... Yeah, you can only do 1 or 0 damage with each hit, so... I just need them to hit... I need the 1 damage, not the 0 damage. Ideally. Good blocks. Okay. Thanks for the miss, Faye. such a long slog of a fight. Keep learning. You're learning, Faye. I know it feels futile to do 2 damage around to this thing, but it's building character. Quite literally. Keep headbutting the gear. It builds character. I swear. I mean, you're not wrong. These gears are pretty squishy. Nice, Neon. Getting closer to that, I mean, I think I know what reward you're saving for, but, you're getting close. That reminds me, I need to work in another harp stream at some point into my schedule. I don't think I'm going to do one this week. I might do one this week, depending. We'll see. I think I might make Thursday's stream just a harp stream instead, if I do a Thursday stream. Oh, good. I'm gonna have all the things. I'm gonna have so much work cut out for me. But yeah, I think basically my plan is when I do harp streams, like, if someone redeems something, unless you, like, explicitly want me to not do it on stream, which is, I'm totally fine with, I will still do it and, like, send you, like, a MIDI file. But, like, if you don't explicitly want me to do it on stream, otherwise, if you don't want me to explicitly do it off stream, I'll have it be like, I'll do a harp stream with it, basically, and I'll do that plus, like, a couple other songs from, like, the suggested feed, if I have time to listen to them. But those will be picked at my discretion. I think that's kind of how I'm going to handle it. And I may not have the time to do the extra songs. Oh hey look, this thing's almost dead. That means we need like 10 more rounds. Not really, it's like probably 5 more rounds of hitting it before it actually dies. Oh no, it's actually dead. Neat. Okay, I'll take that. I mean, we'll see. We'll see about the ludicrous request. But yeah, I'm generally have a backup song prepared. I mean, worst case scenario, I'm not going to take your points and not do a harp song. I will never take your points and not do anything with them. Like, absolute worst case scenario is if you don't have a backup song prepared and I just don't think any of the songs are good to do. Like, in that scenario, I'll refund your points. Like, you're not gonna... I feel bad about, like... That's not what I wanted exactly. Oh, it's fine. Whatever. But yeah, I will not consume your points. For no reward. Because that feels like a shitty thing to do. Trying to remember the combos that I've been spamming for the last like 10 minutes. I mean, I could probably make it work. Well, I can usually tell if it's gonna be like an okay harp song on a first listen. Usually. And I have techniques to avoid, to differentiate things. Yeah, I think I can do NES Uematsu in my sleep. That feels fine. I think I could like... That is like... Yeah, no, I could do that pretty quickly, like maybe an hour. And that hour is like a high estimate. I will also say if anyone accidentally suggests something that's already in the harp tool, like... Don't worry, I will tell you it's in the harp tool and give you another choice. Because it's not your responsibility to know all of the things that are in the harp tool. Especially when you don't have access to that list. Yeah. No, that's fair. It's probably not. I don't have the list up right now, but it's probably not. There's not a lot of FF3, I don't think. At least from my memory, I don't think there's a lot of FF3. You know what song isn't in the harp tool? Yeah, probably that. Yeah, the standard highlights. It's nothing, none of the like... I keep misinputting that square. But you know what isn't in the harp tool? This battle music is not in the harp tool. I'm not gonna add it to the harp tool. I had like every other battle theme is in the harp tool from this game. But not this one. Because this one... No. I mean, I'm not saying I would never add it to the harp tool. I'm saying I'm not going to do it of my own volition. Like, just on my... I'm not going to just add it on my own. We don't need that much Xenogears rep. No. No. I'm not. That would be funny if I added it, but no. No, there's plenty of Xenogears representation in the harp tool. We don't need this battle theme. We have all the, like, actual good battle themes. Oh, Xenoblade X is one that's very underrepresented right now. And, like, mostly that's because I haven't played a lot of Xenoblade X. And, I mean, that's, like, half of it is that, and half of it is a lot of the music does not, I don't think, would work for harp. I don't think so, Neon. I don't think any fan of Xenogears would appreciate this. Yes, Zanza is an amazing song. It would be very tough, though, I have to say. That would be a very tough song to get in. And I think most of the other highlights from Xenoblade Chronicles 1 are in there. There's a couple of, like, area themes that I'm like, ooh, that would be nice, but maybe not. Yeah, I mean, vocals aren't that much of an issue. That's just, like, doubling. The vocals aren't that much of an issue. I mean, as long as you're fine with not hearing the lyrics, because, no. But, like, I've done... Yeah, Satoru Marsh has vocals. I've done Awakening and One Who Bears Fangs at God from this game, and those both have prominent vocals. You know, the songs that people actually are looking to hear. From this game. Not... Which is like all the random town themes, because those are good. And like Blazing Nights and Fuse, because those are good like songs, like tension songs. Aw, thanks. I mean, it's basically I have the actual vocal in the octave where it is, and then I double it 2 octaves up. Not, like, I usually do 1 octave up for melodies, but since the vocals tend to be lower and more close to, like, the middle, I doubled it 2 octaves up, just to give it, like, that extra oomph. And then didn't double anything else in octaves, except maybe bass stuff, because bass stuff can be low sometimes. The Xanadu song was easy, honestly. That was not a hard song to do. Oh my. So many things to do. Like, at this rate, I might not have time to, like, do anything other than, like, ZZ4 streams and, like, harp songs in the near future, and, like, harp streams in the near future. Which is a shame, because Xenogears is great, but I'm not gonna have time, realistically, starting next week, I'm not gonna have time to stream it a whole lot. Because my semester starts next week, and that's, you know, real fun. And I am going to have 0 time for anything. This is true. I can literally do them whenever. Like, they're always there. And it doesn't really make a difference when I do them, as long as they're in there before the next major update. Like, if I add, as long as I add the song before the update, like, it's all the same. I just feel bad about having like a redeemed song, especially in my rewards queue for like a really long time. Yeah, no, I've got a while for stuff. I mean, I would like to finish Xenogears in the somewhat near future. But yeah, the reward. I just hate having things pile up in the reward queue. That's like my biggest thing. I'm like, I hate just having it sit there because it's like a constant reminder every time I go to stream. It's like, hey, you need to do this thing. And I'm like, ugh, I should just do it so it can be done. Like if something is small and it needs to be done, and it's like sitting there right there reminding me it needs to be done, I just need to do it right away. If it's out of sight, I can put it off forever. Okay, Faye is like done. Faye is almost done. He needs a little bit of work for Tenbu. Bart made progress, but I think needs more experience, more XXP. Faye is like done with Koho, done with Ryujin. What does Tenbu need? I think that's T square X. So we're gonna grind Faye to... We're gonna finish Faye off and then bring Satan in. Because he just needs T square X. Or TS... I don't know why I say square for square, but I just say like the letter for triangle. It's just a weird thing. You actually still need a lot of X, I think. Yeah, you need X square. Bart needs X square. That's going to be the best thing for him. But yeah, Faye got a lot of work done. He's like done. This is going to be a lot of square 2 experience and a little bit of triangle 1 for Faye. Actually, it might be better to do TSTTT for Faye. Yeah, no, it might be better to do that. Less square, but more triangle. Because this gets me 2 triangle 1s and 1 square 2. Which is still good. That gets you X experience and a square 2 experience. Bart's also very close to hitting 6 AP, so then once he's at 6 AP, he can get stuff done much faster. Which will be good. And then Satan's gonna need a whole bunch of work. I should really bring Satan in, as opposed to Bart. But yeah, Faye's gonna be very done soon, and then once Faye's done, he can stay in the gear and Satan and Bart can work on stuff. Good. Oh, goodness. You need to parry. You need to do that. Keep getting Deathblow experience, please. More Deathblow experience. Need all the Deathblow experience. Yeah, you're on that. Doing that combo. Ooh, nice. You get to do another X square. Actually, hold on. I'm pinning a message in Discord. Trying to pin a message while getting things done. How close is Faye to done? Faye, are you done? Closer, but not done yet. Yes, I am trying to pin the songs you post, so I don't lose them. The pins are all... The pins in that channel are basically anything that was suggested but not points redeemed. Because if it's points redeemed, I'll just do it. Yeah, I was just pinning that, but I pinned the wrong message first, and yeah, unpinned it. You're pretty close, actually. You've got Dynamic and Astral done. Bracer is square T, square TX, and then Justice is XX. So we need square 1, triangle 2, and X, which is awkward. I guess XTT could work for a bit, maybe. But I need to get Satan in here. Yes. No, I figure... I assume that people who throw things in song requests without spending any channel points for them are giving me suggestions that I can do with what I want. I guess you can do... Oh gosh, what do I want to do with you? Yeah, let's do TSTT. Some TSTTs. You're done with... What do you need? Yeah, TSTTT. Faye is at 98% of his last death blow. Which is kind of silly. Satan, work on some more death blows, please. You need some death blow experience towards other things. I doubt we're gonna learn the death blow off of this, but, you know, it's something. And this fight's worth taking because it's a bunch of money. It's like 300 gold. Which I'll take. But I really need to get to level 22 to, like, actually get 6 AP. This is so slow when you're underleveled. How are we doing? Yeah, 99, that's about what I expected. And you're making progress on something, I'm sure. What's the best thing during Satan to do? Maybe it would be STS. STS is probably the best thing I could do with him. Yeah. Oh, hi, it's you. The ultimate grind. I actually don't really want this right now because Faye is like 2 combos away from being done. But, sure. This thing has a ridiculous amount of health. So we're gonna attack it with Bart. To do extra damage, because otherwise this will take actually years. Not really, but it will take like half an hour. So I'm gonna actually hit it with Bart. Also, it does real damage. You are doing... that. That should be enough for Faye, honestly. Satan, you may as well try to get some extra experience in there. Oh, you have another level 2 death blow, or level 1 death blow, I guess. Like, this guy is actually balanced for you to have everyone in gears. Just in case, we're gonna lock in one more combo from Faye. Ow. Satan, keep farming things. Yeah, we'll do one more. We'll do one more, like, death blow combo. And then I'll probably swap. See if I can get Faye into a gear and Bart out of his gear. Go Satan, keep working on learning things. I think Bart needs more X, so we're gonna just go for more XS. After this death blow. Can you change gear in? Yeah. Faye, get in a gear. You're probably done. You can take your turn to do that, that's fine. Just get in a gear. Can I not get out of the gear? I cannot get out of the gear. Okay. But yeah, Faye's done, so he can just get in the gear and make this fight somewhat faster. Because I just want to get out right now. But I'm going to take any Satan death blow experience I can get. Faye's pretty strong. A C circuit +1. Interesting. Faye, are you actually done? You are done. Okay, Faye is completely done. So that means we need to gear. You're in. You need to get out. Bart just needs to finish off Bracer and then get a bunch of X experience. Which Bracer is the square TX, I believe. So yeah, X square is... No, X square is not ideal, because that boosts Astral. That's awkward. I guess XTT would work for a bit. And if I see Justice going up a lot and Bracer not going up at all, then we can swap. You just need kind of a lot of things. So we'll probably just spam Triangle with you for now. Or no, TSTT. That's probably the best way to go. For right this second, it's probably TSTT. Also, I'm gonna need to cut the stream off pretty soon. Or I'm gonna need to wrap up the stream soon. Not cut abruptly. Oh yeah, no, this is fun grinding. It's just like, it's kind of a nice little thing. I don't know. So you need probably just everything, so let's do more STS, I guess. Grind up square 1 aggressively and triangle 2 a little bit. I'm gonna go for X square, or XTT. I'm gonna actually do XTT, because you definitely don't need any more square 2 experience. But you might need more triangle 2 experience. And after doing a bunch of XTT, we'll see how well Bart is doing. We'll see if Bart gets any progress towards that other death blow, not the XX death blow. I know the XX death blow is going to be a while. Keep going, Satan. You need to learn more death blows. The one other nice thing about Spear Knight is Spear Knight dropped 1,000 gold, which is actually really good. Like, that's a lot. Also, Bard, if you could level up to, like... yeah, that's what we're doing with you. If you could level up to 22 so you can use 6 AP instead of 5, that would be really good. Speaking of which, 22 is such a random breakpoint. Maybe you can do that. I'm not super aware of, like, how stat boost, of, like, all the stat exploits you can do. I'm just, like, Death Blows are OP, and so I'm gonna get them. I do know that, the stat boosting items are not actually useful until, you're basically at the end game. Because otherwise the level ups will basically cancel them out. Because the level ups are weighted to try to give you they're random but weighted to give you approximately whatever level ups. So if you use the stat boosts early, it counts as if it treats it as if you got that from a level up, and so it's less likely to give you that stat boost on future levels. So, yeah, don't use your stat boosts unless you really want them for the next, like, thing you're doing. Like your permanent stat boosts. Items. It's weird. It doesn't, like, because the stat growth in this game is random. Is semi-random. But it's weighted to ignore the stat boosting items. So, it treats the stat boosting items as if they were equal to the stats from level ups. Because it just looks at the raw stats and it's like, you should be closer to this. And if you're, like, if you had a bunch of bad levels, it'll try to give you more good levels for that stat. That sort of thing. But yeah, they don't take into account, they don't treat the stats you gain from using stat boosting items as separate stats in that system. So it's just actually bad to use your stat boosting items early, because they're kind of just a waste. This game is weird, but good. Because you can totally beat the game without using the stat boosting items. Like, you don't need them. They're not important. Not really that important, I should say. How are we doing? Was that effective, Bart? That was effective. Okay, you just need X. I have not played Xenosaga. I don't have a good way to play Xenosaga, though. Which is honestly the main thing that's keeping me from playing it, is that I don't have a good way to play it. You are getting progress made. That's good. You're making a bunch of progress, I think. Yeah, no, you are making progress. You're done. You just need X. I might not finish this whole grind on stream. I might do a little bit off stream later. I want to start the next stream done with the grind, basically, so we can, like, do some shopping and then move on. But I might have to wrap up stream before I finish this grind. Especially for Satan. Like, I don't think I'm gonna get all of Satan's Death Blows done. Look. You got plenty of grind. Yeah. You got quite a bit of grind. Is it so bad if I take away just like the last little bit of it? And do it off stream? I mean, I didn't do a lot of my magic point grinding in Final Fantasy VI on stream. I robbed you of killing so many cactuars. I have to actually think about the combos I'm using, and I don't like it. Because they're not the same for each character. Then again, Bart is like just working on X, and he's 75% of the way to his XX death blow. Ghosty Friend was great. I do miss Ghosty Friend. I did not get any time with Ghosty Friend off stream. You got 100% of the Ghosty Friend quality content. Yeah, you're on X square, because you just need X death blow experience. Ah yes, you also did get that. You got all of the train suplexes. Because I know my memes. Okay, Bart. Please. I mean, once Bart's done, it just, like, gets a little slower. That's all it does. It's just like Bart stops attacking, basically. I don't think Bart's quite done yet. Oh, let me pin more things. Pin. 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 Okay. I'm done pinning. The pins are a mess, but that's fine. We have time for maybe one more fight, and then I gotta get going. You're at 84%. I feel like you're not making much progress. Maybe Hakai moved up a bit? I don't know. I almost want to just triangle spam. I think I might go triangle, or XTT. Yeah, that's probably good. XTT is actually good for both Oogie and Shinrai. It's not going to help out that, and it's going to help Hakai a little bit. It's not going to help Rankin at all. Oh, the dilemma. TSTT, maybe? I'm trying to think what the best combo is for Satan. That's probably XTT. X square helps Rankin, actually, so we should do X. Let's just spam X square for both. It just simplifies things, and I'm going to need to do it for both anyway. Really? Sand sharks, get out. No one likes you. That's probably worth like 1%, honestly, of Bart's thing. It's probably like another 1%. Definitely did not finish Bart's death blow, but it's getting him closer. I think I've got time for this battle, and then I'm probably going to wrap up. And then I don't think I'm going to be doing the qualifier tonight, just because I am a little tired, and I feel good about my qualifying so far in general, and I don't think I need it. I'm still going to run some more qualifiers, but there is one tonight, yes, at 8 p.m. I'm pretty sure I'm not making that up. Let me double check. But I'm like 90% sure I'm not making that up. Hold on. I have to make sure. I'm like double checking now. I'm like almost certain. Yeah, no, there's one tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. I was like, I don't think I made this up. I think I know when the qualifiers are. But yeah, I don't feel like running tonight's qualifier. I feel like I'm doing fine. I've got 5 qualifiers in. I'm solidly top 32 right now in the tentative rankings, which means I'm pretty sure I've qualified. I don't think someone's gonna come out of nowhere and beat my times, or enough people are going to beat my times out of nowhere. Like, I could try for top 16, but I'm not feeling like I should stress about it. Top 16 would be neat, but also I don't know who I would draft, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, if you feel like you're not in a place where you need to be, then do it. I mean, I do feel like I could have better qualifiers, but I don't think I need to do tonight's. I can make basically every qualifier, so I feel like there's no rush. But my lowest Z-score is like a 0.7 something right now. Which I can definitely do better than. I can probably get another 0.8 in there. Or 2. Oh, for sure. Yes, Neon, absolutely. That makes complete sense. You can do it. I believe in you, Neon. You could qualify. The Rydia Kane starts were honest. Ugh, gosh. I played one of those okay, I think, from memory. But honestly, neither of them were great. I mean, my best one so far was the first one. Like, the first qual period was my best so far. And then I think the next best one was... I think was the Rosa. The Rosa hero. I did really well with. Bard is level 22. He can now use more AP. As if I need to focus grinding him even more. But yeah, I need to wrap up stream. I'm just gonna double check how we're doing real quick. Yeah, no, I like Rydia, but okay, Bart's almost there. Yes, Neon, exactly. I want fast heroes. I want fast heroes, they're so fun. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap up stream. I think I'm gonna try to finish off Satan's Deathblows off stream. I'll do any shopping and stuff next stream. But thank you all for hanging out and having fun with me playing Xenogears. Because it's not free enterprise. And, you know, I mean, it's a good game, but like... Let's find us a raid.